You know, one important thing is a lot of young couples like to get a puppy, and that's their start. They want to kind of test to see how they're going to be parents. They get this pet, they absolutely love and adore them. And then somewhere along the line, we decide we're going to bring in a two-legged baby. The situation being there is that four-legged babies used to be in the center of attention, and now you're going to bring in competition. So how you introduce them is very, very important. And I recommend you start this even before you bring the baby home. Probably the most ideal thing that you can do is take in an old t-shirt, take in a towel, whatever. As soon as the baby's born, even before they wipe them off, wipe them down with that towel so you can get the smells of the baby on the towel. And then you're going to take that home, you know, and it's usually dad taking it home because mom's still in the hospital with the baby, but dad takes it home and let the dog smell it. Maybe even rough them up with it a little. Let them get that smell all over them so that becomes part of the family. By doing this, you're pre-introducing them, and they're going to be a lot more accepting of it because babies smell very differently, and nothing in the household smelled like a baby before. So now if they get that smell in there and it wasn't a negative, then they're going to be much more accepting of the scenario. Now, I did something that not everybody's going to do. I had a chow at the time that my first one was born, and I freaked my wife out at that point as I brought the baby home, stripped it naked, laid it in the floor, and let the dog lick it from one end to the other. Now, I'll tell you what happened with that is from that point on, the baby was the dog's. If anything, if it ever cried, it came and got us. Anybody come in that got close to the baby, the dog was in between. It became part of the family, and it was the dog's baby. Now that's not for everybody, but the point being is you need to have a closer interaction. I know there's always concern of infection. I know there's, young mothers hate to have the dog close to the baby. But here's the scenario. If we don't make the dog and the baby both family at that point, you're going to have sibling rivalry. Because what's going to happen is you're going to spend more time with the baby, and this puppy or this dog that's been the love of your life is going to get kicked to the curb. And they're not going to appreciate it. So it's very, very important. Even though you want to spend all the time with the baby, you need to continue to spend time with the dog. Keep your routine as close as it was as you can before. If you're used to taking evening walks, one of you needs to take an evening walk with the dog. Keep that routine, and so you can make it a family and not make it a rivalry. This can be something that's very, very important long-term, realizing there are a fair amount of babies or children that get torn up by the family dog. But I'm willing to bet that a lot of them is because they were poorly interacted. Now, when they start getting mobile, we got a whole nother set of problems here. When they start chasing them in the walker, they start crawling into the food bowl, then we're going to have to watch it at a different level, because even though they may be family, there's certain lines you don't cross. So be aware that this is a time that things change, and you got to make sure that the baby's safe at all times.